And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to another edition of On Deck on CSR with me, Charles Prodigy Richey, and should be joining me shortly. My tag team partner here on the show will be the one and only Reese the Roller here. You can definitely check him out on Instagram and Twitter at IS3R3 with another boat. And you can also follow him on Facebook at Kimo Sabi. He should be joining here in just a second. Gonna get into some stuff here in just a moment here. We're gonna kick things off with the opening pitch, MLB Upper Deck, more in particular with Chicago Cubs right now. Find out how David Ross is planning to get his team ready for the 2020 season, as like many other North American sports teams, tries to get through self-quarantine as they get ready for the stretch here. From there, we also get into some NBA fast break. How will gamblers be affected right now with the NBA bubble environment in case players test positive? You'll find out details on that a little bit shortly. Plus, we finish off with the NFL extra points as we start off with the Washington NFL team. As everyone is aware, the team Redskins has been retired this past Monday on July 13th. But not only that, before we get into a name change, there seems to be a little bit of issue going on with some reports of sexual harassment around Daniel Snyder's organization. How much will this affect him and his ownership level? Will this possibly have him be selling the team? You'll find out. Again, if you guys want, feel free to follow us on our social media. We can be followed on Twitter and Instagram. I can be followed at Prodigy Richey, at OnDeckCSR. For Reese the Ruler, you can follow him at ICR3 with another bolt. And let's get ready to get right into it right now. Chicago Cubs right now, we're going to be starting off with a rookie manager, David Ross, also a former player for them too, by the way, as we look at it. And trying to see right now what's going to be happening here as we look a little bit further and what's going to be happening. But anyway, like I said, I mean, you got some guys right now we're going to get into here in just a second as we look at it. But what we look at right now, as far as with the Cubs currently right now, Dave Ross is taking a player's first approach to the Chicago Cubs. And he's basically putting out there that we're on that field controlling what we can control, end quote. And that's going to be definitely very interesting right here, too. I mean, from a guy who's played along with them, former World Series champion, two-time World Series champion, went out as a champion when he last played with the Cubs back in 2016. Trying to see if they could bring some of that magic back right there and how he could be related to one of the guys right here as we look at. But, yeah, so just to give you guys an update, got word from my co-host, Riis, who's going to be on here in about 10 minutes. But, yeah, let's see how that continues to work out. I mean, what will happen down the stretch run? I definitely feel like you got a lot to, look into here. I mean, for that time. My only thing is right now, this is a team right now who's trying to prove something. I mean, obviously, they're going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder right now. And as you realize, I mean, their window, you gotta imagine at this point, is possibly starting to dwindle down a little bit. I mean, you take the risk from going on from the frustrations from Joe Madden, despite the fact that he did help them win the World Series back in 2016. I mean, you still feel like there's a lot more of a standard that needs to be held up. I mean, this is a team who's been like playing a luxury tax a lot for the last couple of seasons, I believe. And you got to really see what's going to be happening right now. I mean, we still got question marks around right now. I mean, Chris Bryant, former National League MVP, is he going to be sticking around further in the team's plans? I mean, it's a lot of things to actually consider and put on the table at this point. Well, I will say this. I mean, for a Cubs team right now, I mean, who finally missed the playoffs, I mean, for the first time in 6 years, I mean, you better believe right now that Theo Epstein and company, And of course, Judd Hoyer. I mean, they brought Dave Ross on here, knowing the relationship that they had. I mean, 2019, they actually finished in third place in the division. I mean, when you look at that season right there, I mean, in that year, back in 2019, they finished behind the Brewers and the Cardinals as we looked at it. And that's what we had going on. But still, I mean, for a team who's last in that one-game playoff last time against the Colorado Rockies, you got to really start to think right now what's making this team tick. I mean, we take a look at the Cubs' schedule, too, I mean, for 2020, as we look at it for everything that's coming out, as we find out here. And let's see. And here's what we have right here. So they're going to be opening up next Friday, July 24th, home opener against the Milwaukee Brewers. It's going to be a night game in Wrigley Field. That's going to be at 6:10 p.m. Not sure if that's Central or Eastern time right there, but it's going to be on ESPN that day when we take a look at it and as they get ready for their season there. And I think right now, too, I mean, that's going to definitely be an interesting matchup as we take a look at it. So that's going to be 6:10 Central p.m. And I just got a little bit of questions right now, like how you're going to be dealing with the pitching staff right now. Will he be able to finally help get through to a guy like Yu Darvish right there? A guy who a little over 2 years ago signed with this team. I'd definitely like to see how he's going to be bouncing back for this season. I mean, he's had a losing season in each of his seasons, but struggling playing at the friendly confines. But I gotta wonder if right now, playing around lesser fans, this is going to be something that's going to be a benefit to him and an advantage to him. And we'll find out. I just feel right now what we have to look at. I mean, at the end of the day, I believe Ross, he's going to try and find a way to maximize this team and their talents. And, I mean, he's still just one of the guys at the end of the day. I mean, he was a good motivating coach. I mean, to them, he doesn't do a lot of bullshit. But at the end of the day, I think right now that you got what you want. We'll see how he's going to be able to produce results. What's he going to be doing in a game-time situation? I mean, it's still a miracle we even got the season going up. I mean, believe it or not. And I still maintain that as we look at it. I mean, how much is he going to be managing the bullpen? I think those are question marks right there. Managing your starters in pitching games. I mean, is he going to be a guy that's going to be constantly juggling your bullpen? And don't forget, too, I mean, this universal DH, that's going to be another thing right here, too. I mean, with the Cubs. I mean, how they're going to, benefit off them and the rest of the National League. I mean, if anything, I think this definitely strengthens the Cubs for this season, in my opinion. I really think this puts them in a real good zone, if you ask me. And I really feel like they're going to be one of the deadliest offenses possibly. Watch out. I just got this feeling about them that they're not going to be a team you're going to want to be facing late in games when it's close. And I just feel like at the end of the day, for a team who's been doing a poor job playing some defense the last few years, I mean, you got to believe this has got to be a year right there where they're going to, once again, I mean, if they happen to go to the playoffs or possibly even win it all, what's going to happen? They're going to do it with their bats. And you just wonder if they'll be able to break out that cold streak they had in the postseason when they were there last time. But as far as, let's get back to Yu Darvish. I think he's definitely going to be one of the interesting ones right here. I mean, he went 6-8 last year. I mean, his ERA, he was able to knock back down a bit. So, yeah, 3.98 ERA. 229 guys. So it's not like he's not striking out guys. So, I mean, he's still got the strikeouts going and only 56 walks for the season. But, I mean, there's only a question right now. Is he still in that World Series hangover since coming to the organization? I mean, is he a guy that you're going to be willing to want to depend on for next season as we look at things? I mean, is he going to be the guy, I mean, with his confidence right now, is he a guy that you could definitely, no doubt, trust that he'll be calm, cool, and collected when it's time to get going? I still got my little question marks on him about his mental makeup, playing in big games here and delivering on the big stages. I just feel like with this no fan attendance, more than likely, or remember, I think they're only allowed to have up like maybe up to like 12,000 people. I forget how much exactly, as long as the safety regulations are being I's being dotted and the T's being crossed. We'll see. But you gotta believe he's gotta be feeling a little bit more motivation and a lot more refreshed. I mean, going into year number 3 with this team, I expect him to be pretty healthy going into this season and still find a way to prove that he could still be a well-respected pitcher, and be a big game pitcher. I think for a guy like Yu Darvish right now, I mean, when you look at him, the time is now, obviously. And we'll see how he's going to be able to get that going here. But we'll see how things continue to work out for this season here. For that music, we're getting ready to take our first commercial break here. So right now, when we get back, we're going to be transitioning some NBA talk, NBA fast break. We're talking about some booking problems with some gambling going on. How much with the bubble environment restrictions, players missing games will affect people making bets on games. We'll tell you in just a second. I'm Charles Prodigy Richey. Listen on deck on CSR.
He's got it. That's a winner.